Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Stock. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Today in the market we had a lot of excitement, especially involving the NFL this time, and one of my favorite stocks, Skillz. So that's what I want to talk about with you today. Let's just get right into it. Let's get ready to rock. Welcome back. Things are heating up over at the Patreon. Love to see you guys over there. We have a growing community of investors who are very active over in the private Discord, talking all day and night about the stocks that they're interested in, about different ways that they're playing the stocks, trading the stocks, and it's a wonderful experience, and I'm glad to be part of it. I'm glad to be able to offer it. I have a newsletter over there that I put out. I just put out the first one. I'm going to put out another one in this coming week about the different updates that we have within the Patreon, different stock market news, the growth portfolios there. There's also the dividend portfolio that I'm putting out this month. So be on the lookout for that. I hope to see you over there. The link for that Patreon is down in the description. Also down in the description is a link for Webull, and by signing up you get 2 free stocks. Also for the referral, I get 2 free stocks. So click that link down in the description. Thanks ahead of time for the support. I really appreciate it. If you could do me just one more favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and share it with your friends. And thank you for that as well. Let's get on to the stocks. So in a previous video, I did an in-depth analysis of a company called Skillz, and Skillz does it's an online gaming platform where players can spend real money to win real money, and this company has been growing for years. It has millions of users. There's billions of tournaments that go on every year, and they have just millions of payouts that they do to from within those tournaments to those players that they have. So if you want to know more about Skillz, you can check out that video. I go into more depth there. I'll go over some of the highlights here with some of the information that I have coming from the NFL and coming from Skillz. So from this website, you can see that they have over 30 million players. They have over 20,000 developers. And what the NFL and Skillz, the multi-year agreement that they've signed, is that the NFL plans to use the pool of developers in order to develop games that would be NFL themed. And through those NFL themed games, I'm taking that Skillz would get the bump from the notoriety and some of the revenue, and that the NFL would also take some of the revenue. The details of that multi-year agreement between the NFL and Skillz has not been released yet. We'll get to more of those details in a moment. Scrolling down on the Skillz website, you can see that they have even released information about teaming up with the NFL in order to do this development. And the only other thing that's listed there right now is Big Game Hunter, which if you look at the date on it is January 28th of 2021, not too long ago. And if you want to know how big the NFL thing is, just look back at January the 28th when that announcement was made for Big Game Hunter, and then look at today, February the 4th, for what the NFL had to do with it. And there's some interesting things about this. I think there's some huge opportunity that I mentioned before, but I think people are really going to start catching on to it now, and I think we're going to see the stock price take off as more and more companies like the NFL use Skillz for exposure in the online gaming market. If you look at their news page for 2021, there's only 2 things listed. One is Big Game Hunter, and the other one is the NFL. And the NFL thing is huge, especially for the millions of people that tune in to watch NFL games worldwide. Even if you scroll back through the news for 2020, there's nothing quite as big as this. There's nothing that had that same amount of impact. Skillz is a company that even ARK Invest has invested in, and I don't think that their money's misplaced here. As a matter of fact, I think that they saw even a clearer picture than what I had when I did my own research on this company that says that they're a company that can really be transformative for online esports. Here's just a slide from their investor presentation just so you can see a little bit how it works. So a game would be designed, a skill-based game of course, that it would be head-to-head between 2 different players. They would each pay their fee, and from that fee paid, some of it would go to the player, some of it would go to the developer. So whoever designs these NFL themed games, whoever that work should go to, whichever developer it is or set of developers it is, they stand to benefit big time from a move like this. So it incentivizes it for the developer for the game, it incentivizes it for the players because they stand to gain financially, it incentivizes it for the NFL because they stand to gain financially, and it also incentivizes it for Skillz, and it also incentivizes it for us, the investors, who get in on this early. So that's not just a win-win, that's a win-win-win-win-win when you look at it in that way. So even though the price shot up today. I think over time you're going to see it go a lot higher than what it is right now, especially as more companies catch on to that online esports, online gaming revolution that we're experiencing. Finally, a look at the chart today, and you can see the explosive gap up that we have, not only in price but also on just huge amounts of volume, dwarfing previous volumes that we had. The only day that had greater volume than today was September the 2nd. I didn't go back in time to see what exactly happened on September the 2nd. So on that gap up on volume, we almost hit $40 a share. The previous day closed at just over $31 a share. So we went up $8. So that's over 20% for this stock from the previous close to today's close. And the chart, when you look intraday, I think it has a very interesting look to it, and I think it's something that we should take our time to look at. So here's the 30-minute chart looking intraday for Skillz, and you can see the huge gap up that we have. We can see that initial volume that it had because people knew that this was going to be huge, getting the NFL involved. This is one company, just one. The NFL is enormous. The following that it has is enormous, and it's also goes right along with what we see with DraftKings and in the online gambling industry. And here where we're talking about developing games of skill, that would be NFL themed through Skillz. When other companies jump on board, ones that would have, a lot of clout, I think that we'll see a lot more development for big name companies that follow suit with the NFL. So I believe that this is just the beginning of the deals that we see coming through, and then having different company themed games be developed through the Skillz development platform. And again, it's what I come up with 5 wins, right? That's a lot of winning. I don't see downsides going along with that. And Skillz, if you look through their investor presentation, they say that there's still a lot of foreign markets that they don't even really have a lot of exposure in yet. So right now, it's already a huge company. It already has a lot of impact within the United States. But as it extends into foreign markets, especially if other foreign companies were to happen to make these similar deals, like the NFL did with their multi-year deal with Skillz, I think that we would see a lot more growth, and I think that we would see this current stock price that we have. I think we would see an incredible run-up in price from where it is right now going throughout those years. I should mention that the development somewhere between April and June will be when that starts, and it would be amazing if they had something ready to go. I mean, if the developers know about it now, and and I'm sure some of them are, I'm sure they're very savvy with what they do. So about the pattern that we see on the chart, I don't think that Skillz is done running in the short term. Tomorrow, if we have a really strong day in the markets, if we're still green as far as the markets go, and we have that sort of bias going into this, I think that we're going to squeeze out a few more dollars as more news comes out about this. Especially with the Super Bowl coming up, I think that there's going to be a lot of hype surrounding this, and that might die off. The hype might not stick around, and we could see that this stock price depress a little bit. Maybe that's tomorrow, maybe it's Monday. There will be buying opportunities beyond today. I don't think that this is just going to blast off and leave the investors who haven't gotten a chance to get in behind. I think there will be investment opportunities in the future going forward with this. We might not see the mid-20s again like we saw recently, but maybe we see low 30s. Maybe we see high 20s. So if this is a stock that you're interested in investing in, you don't yet have a position, maybe consider those days when we have those dips come in, because Skillz isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and the multi-year deal with the NFL is just the beginning of just a huge rapid expansion for Skillz, in my opinion. So Skillz, right now, it's strongly resisting that $40 mark. I don't know what's going to set it over the edge. Maybe they figured today was enough of a run and even 40 was just a little bit too much. But you really should keep an eye on this stock. Watch for it to break that resistance, because there's any amount of room to run up above that $40 mark. So I have a position in Skillz. I am long on this stock. I'm going to be keeping a hold of it for a very long time. And given the NFL news, should I see this stock price dip, I will be buying those dips. I did take a day trade on this one today. I don't often do a lot of day trades, but I day traded this one early on. I made some lunch money out of it, so that was kind of nice. But I still hold my position that I had originally somewhere around the, I think, $25 or $27 mark. I plan on riding on that investment for a long time. So that's what I have for you. If you're interested in joining my Patreon and the private Discord, the link is down in the description. I would love to see you there. Thanks ahead of time for the support. Also, if you'd like to continue supporting this channel, there's a link for Webull down in the description as well. Sign up, deposit your $100, get your 2 free stocks. Thanks again ahead of time for that as well. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, share with your friends. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research and your due diligence. Contact a financial advisor before making any financial decisions. I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.